Good morning. Welcome back to Series 4 of Co-Parenting with Phancee Mediation. Now, this morning, we're going to discuss how kids can affect a positive co-parenting relationship. But I'm also going to discuss what you can do as a parent to make co-parenting run a little more smoother. Now, the first thing I want to tell you about co-parenting is you have to learn how to pick your battles. If you're new at co-parenting, I definitely want to talk to you because you are the one that I want to really start out on a good foot. We old heads, we've already made the mistakes in co-parenting. And some of us have learned the error of our ways. And I now want to teach you exactly how to co-parent effectively. Because right now, you're probably thinking, I'm not going to make it through this. I cannot get along with this person. But I'm telling you, you can. Now, let's talk about picking your battles. As a parent, let's talk about the custodial parent. When you're the custodial parent, your rules you very seldomly alter your rules. You very seldomly bend your rules. Your rules are your rules, and when your children don't comply, there are punishments that's through out there, and guess what? They are anxious to get to the other parent house because they know when they get to the other parent house, it's going to be all fun. When I say pick your battles, what I want you to understand is that the non-custodial parent is always going to be the parent sometimes that's going to be a lot easier on them than you are. Picking your battles mean when that child goes to that other parent house and you know that at your house you like to eat healthy, but at the other parent house, that other parent has a lot of junk food, the kids are drinking sodas and doing what they want. When your kids come home, don't ask them what they ate this weekend because you already know that that's going to take you to a bad place. And it's probably going to warrant a phone call from you simply because you're trying to reiterate to the non-custodial parent that this is not what your children eat. Allow that non-custodial parent to make those mistakes because let me tell you something. Eventually, there will come a time where they will see that those unhealthy foods and giving those kids candy and sodas is not healthy for them. Pick your battles. When your kids come home, don't ask a bunch of questions because let me tell you something. If you're already having a hard time co-parenting, your kids already know. So your kids already know exactly what to say and what to tell you to make you go completely off. This is what's going to affect your co-parenting the most. Listening to your children. Listen to your children, but don't listen to your children. If your children coming home telling you that they have a cousin and every time they play hide and seek, they always got to count, and you feel like your child is being bullied, you feel that way. Do not call the other parent talking about, well, when he or she's over there and they play hide and seek, their cousin always making them count. So what? So what? They're children. Let children be children. If this child come home with a scratch on their arm, don't ask them how they got it because kids typically will tell you how they got a mark on them. And sometimes that mark is as innocent as it want to be. Don't go looking for things that's going to alter your relationship with the other parent. Me personally, I don't ask questions when my child comes home. I just refuse to do it. I'm scared to even ask, how did your weekend go? Simply because that turns typically into something much more than you want to hear. It's okay to ask questions, but try to ask closed-ended questions. Like, don't even ask, did you have a good weekend? Because that can easily be no, and the next question you're going to ask is why. Ask closed-ended questions, and I'm trying to think of one that would really help you try to determine try to help you build some type of relationship with your child when they're going between homes. Because once you start asking those open-ended questions, you leave yourself open sometimes to hear things that you don't want to hear. And if you're still broken from your past and you haven't even gotten over that relationship, you definitely don't need to ask any open-ended questions, because all that does is constantly allow your wounds to stay open. If you're just starting out co-parenting, you're just officially split up, you definitely probably have a lot of open wounds and past hurts from that relationship. It is so important for you to take the time when your child is gone with the other parent to focus on things that's going to make you happy. And whatever that is, that's what you need to focus on. Don't focus on how their weekend is going. Don't focus on if your significant other is with somebody else. Don't focus on things like that, because all it does is take you to a bad place. And I'm telling you, these are things that interrupt the co-parenting agreement that you have with your significant other. It's hard enough to split up and have your children going to two separate homes. As parents, we make it even harder when we cannot sit down like adults and talk about the issue at hand, and that's the child. Some of our kids are failing in school. Some of our kids are going to school being disrespectful to their teacher. Some of our kids have some emotional issues that we ain't even addressed, and we're addressing things like, why did you let such and such drink a soda at your house? I don't want such and such around such and such. No, those things are not as important as your child's education, as your child's welfare, as your child's social relationships and the people that they have brought into their lives that you probably are not aware of, and it may be people that's not even healthy for them. There are other barriers that you need to be tackling with your kids instead of trying to fight past wounds with your ex because it didn't work out. Accept that sometimes God removes mess from our life in order to give us a bigger blessing. You need to accept and receive, and sometimes that blessing that he's going to give us is not going to be immediate. That blessing will come when he thinks that you're ready. But don't go trying to introduce your kid to a bunch of drama because of your past emotional hurts. Because you cannot successfully co-parent with anyone when you have wound marks that cannot heal. Put your kids first. Co-parenting is not designed to be easy. Co-parenting is set up for you to have little arguments, big disagreements. It's designed to do that. But it's also designed for you to provide your child with a healthy and stable life where they know, regardless of what my parents are going through, they love me and they put me first. Put your kids first. I cannot stress this to you enough. Put the heart of your children in every conversation that you're having with each other. Because when you don't, your children can end up with one parent, and that other parent might have to walk away. I'm not telling you something that I learned out a book. I'm telling you something that I have had to experience firsthand. You do your children a grave disservice when you allow the wounds that is open from a past relationship to intercept into your parenting agreement that you have with the person that you decided to have kids with. I hope that this video have really opened your eyes to co-parenting and the barriers that you need to tackle in order for it to be successful. Come back tomorrow for Series 5 of Co-Parenting with Phancee Mediation. Bye-bye.